Hello, and welcome back to the third lesson of Module 5. This lesson focuses on branding and pricing for a social enterprise. As a reminder, at any stage, feel free to pause the video to take notes, rewind to hear information again, or stop the video to complete a learning activity. Let's begin. In this module, we will cover 3 topics, each of which have been designed to introduce marketing and start you on the path to being a social entrepreneur. The topics we will cover in this lesson are what is a brand, how to develop and manage your own brand, and pricing. So, what is a brand? A rich American entrepreneur once said, "Your brand is what people say about you when you are not in the room." This is true both for an individual as well as a company. It is everything that forms part of people's perception about you, the things that come to people's minds and the things they say about you even when you are not present. Let me tell you a small story that illustrates how important a brand can be to a company and its profitability. There is a very famous violinist named Joshua Bell, whose concert tickets cost quite a lot of money. Let's say an average of €100. But in 2007, there was an interesting experiment involving Joshua. The musician dressed down and spent 45 minutes in a New York subway station playing the violin. He played just like he would at one of his concerts. He even used a Stradivarius violin that was worth more than $4 million. More than 1,000 people walked past him within those 45 minutes. And what do you think happened? How much money do you think Joshua made? During this experience, he made $32. The people that walked past did not know that they were hearing music played by Joshua Bell, or that the person that was standing in front of them was him. A few passerbys contributed small change after listening for a bit because they liked the music, or appreciated how well the unknown person was playing. But if those same people were to go to a concert, they would have each been willing to pay around €100. This is because part of the money was going to that big name, the brand that is Joshua Bell. When you don't know that he is the one standing in front of you, that price is not considered. So a brand is a collective concept. It consists of your name, your logo, symbols, designs, colors, all the characteristics that make you recognizable in the market. It also consists of your product, your services, your social media profile, anything you say, and anything you do. It also includes the people you surround yourself with. It is often through the brand that customers differentiate companies and products. They make judgments about the product quality, make judgments about its price, and perhaps even better understand a company's history, where it came from and what it wants to do, as well as the mission. Having a well-recognized strong brand can be a major advantage, even a competitive advantage for your company. Let me give you an example. People need to communicate. They need to be in touch with one another during the day. They want to buy a mobile phone, and very often a person might prefer a specific brand. Android phones may be able to carry out all the same functions as an Apple phone, but the customer may be willing to spend a few €100 more to get an Apple phone, because it is the Apple brand that they want, not just the phone. Let's now talk about how to develop and manage your brand. There are a few steps that you need to take in order to develop a strong brand. The first step is to position that brand. You can choose a characteristic of your product, something that you do well, and emphasize it. For example, we have the fastest service. You can also position this from the point of view of the market or the customer and position it from this side. We save you time. Or you can even communicate this from the level of values. For example, life is too short to wait. The point is the same in all three cases. It is about our fast service. But we are positioning our brand based on different principles. The second step is to choose a name for our brand. The name should ideally emphasize our strong side, like quick snack, because we have a fast service. So we want to reflect that in our name. The name should be easy to recall and say, but it should also be different from others. We should make it easy for our customers to recall our name when they need to. And naturally, if there are any legal paths to protect that brand, we should use those mechanisms to ensure that nobody else uses our brand. It is up to us whether we choose to promote our brand or not. For example, suppose we produce soap, which we call Sweet Soap. That's our brand. We can also choose to produce soap and sell it to a hotel chain. And the Sweet Soap logo is not visible on the hotel soap. It just says the hotel chain logo. We can also choose to brand it together, so co-branding, where the soap label in the hotel would have both the soap logo and the hotel logo. Both brands are visible in this case. Then there is the stage of brand development. We might already have one brand in the market and we want to grow it. For example, we have Sweet Soap and now we develop 4 different fragrances. Or we expand the brand and now we have Sweet Shampoo. Everyone associates them with our sweet company because that is how they are branded, but it's a new offering in the market. Or the same company can choose to have many brands, each of which target a specific segment. So we could have Sweet Soap for the low price segment and Lux Soap for the higher price segment, both manufactured by our company. This is the brand development stage, when we are trying to develop our brand and expand it to appeal to cover the needs and wants of a range of segments and people. The third topic in this lesson is pricing. When we talk about price, it is clear to us that our customers pay a certain amount of money to our company in exchange for our product or service. That money or that price depends on the value or benefits that our customers receive from us. This is the money that exchanges for those benefits. There are 3 main pricing strategies. The first is called cost plus pricing. In Module 4, we covered the topic of costs when it comes to finance, and you seemingly have some idea now of how to calculate the costs involved in getting your product or service to the market. In the case of cost plus pricing, you take that price and add a markup or margin to it as some standard for the profit you seek to make. Let's say you take 20%. This means that your price must be higher than the cost in a way that such that 20% of the money you receive from each sale remains in your pocket as profit. The second option is competition-based pricing. Do you remember the position map we prepared for the market? You have to try and understand how your competitors are positioned in the market. What is the price that they have set? How are you different from your competitors? On what basis should you ask for a higher price than them or a lower one? If you and your competitors are very similar in terms of position statements, you cannot ask for a price that is significantly higher. The third approach to pricing is called customer value-based pricing. But what does this mean? You could, for example, have a product that doesn't have a high cost, but thanks to your brand, design, customer service, and other features, you can ask for a higher price because you know that your customers put a high value to what you offer them with that price. Your product could be very important to your customers. You remember the example I mentioned earlier about the Apple phones. From the point of view of manufacturing costs, each Apple phone costs $150 to $200 on average, but the price in the market is $600 to $700, and more because the Apple brand gives the phone added value, and customers are willing to pay for that brand. So you must choose from these different approaches when it comes to pricing, and perhaps you could combine them. Remember that you can make different offers with different prices to different segments. For example, let's take airlines. The same plane flying to some destination has business class seats and economy class seats, with quite a significant price difference between them. And some customers do pay additional money for additional comfort, good service, and so on. Keep in mind that segmentation, positioning, branding, pricing, these are all closely interlinked. You have to position yourself correctly, attract the customers you want to attract, and price accordingly. Our exercise in this lesson is about pricing. Recall how you calculated the price for your product or service. Then try to calculate the price that you would have if you went for cost plus pricing at a margin of 20%. Compare that price to the ones offered by your competitors in the market. If their price is higher than yours, ask yourself what the perceived value is on the part of the customers. Why would they be willing to pay your competitors more, and what can you do to raise this perceived value for your own product? If your competitors ask for a lower price in the market, think about your costs. Are your competitors delivering the product as a lower cost to themselves, or are they able to survive as a business with a lower margin? Try to figure out the best price for your product in this way. Finally, to conclude this lesson, let's revise what we have discussed. Your brand is a combination of your name, logo, design, and other features that make you identifiable in the market. Building a powerful brand will make your company more valuable. This could be your competitive advantage. Remember that there are different strategies when it comes to pricing. You should analyze your cost, your competitors' prices, as well as your customers' perceived value, based on which you can come up with the price you will be offering in the market. Looking forward to seeing you again in the next lesson.